great full body workout. You'll have an incredible pump, and you can do it at the gym just as easily as doing it at home. Hey guys, Martin McKillier with Live Anabolic, and today I put together a workout program that only uses dumbbells. And that means you can do it at home or at the gym, just as effective either place. This is a full body workout. So we're gonna hit every muscle group in our body, which means I'm gonna be showing you 6 different exercises today. And the way I've structured the program is, this is designed to really build muscle, not to burn fat, okay? So what we're gonna do is we're gonna do one exercise and we're gonna do 3 sets of 10 to 12 reps on every exercise, all right? And you're gonna rest about 1 minute between sets, all right? Then before you go to the next exercise, I want you to do 10 bicycle cross crunches. And that's kind of during the transition period while you're resting and everything. Then you go to the next exercise. We're gonna do 3 sets of that one for 10 to 12 reps. Then you're gonna do bicycle cross crunches before you go on to exercise number 3, and on and on and on. So 6 exercises, and then when you count the rest periods in between, that's gonna be 5 sets of bicycle cross crunches. So basically every single muscle group in our body is gonna get hit. And you know, 6 exercises times 3 sets, that's 18 working sets of dumbbells, but add in 5 sets of abs, all right? So, 23 sets total. This is a real workout. This is gonna take you about 35 minutes, all right? But great full body workout. You'll have an incredible pump, and you can do it at the gym just as easily as doing it at home. All right, so the first exercise, we're gonna be targeting our chest. And when I'm only doing one chest exercise, I always do an incline, okay? If we were gonna do 2 or 3 different chest exercises, we could mix it up and I wouldn't have to start with incline, but if you're just picking one, I would do an incline. So this is an incline bench press. And remember, we're just gonna do 10 to 12 reps, 2. And guys, the form is really important. And range of motion is part of that form. So when you come down, if you can get this low where the flanges basically are touching your upper chest or your shoulders, then that is full range of motion. And studies have shown that the most effective part of any rep is when the muscles are stretched to their maximum. That's where you're getting the most muscle growth. Not up here, all right, not the top half, but the bottom half of the movement on every exercise you do is the most important part. All right, so guys, remember, you owe me 3 sets of this exercise. And try to keep your rest periods pretty short, maybe 1 minute. If you keep your rest period short, it will also help keep your heart rate pretty high, which will help with burning calories, okay? And I know almost everybody watching here would love to burn calories and burn some fat. Before I move on to the other exercise, remember, every time, even if I don't show you on the film here today, every time when we're transitioning to the next exercise, we got to do 10 cross crunches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh yeah. So exercise number 2, we're gonna focus on our lower body. There's a bunch of great exercises we can do at home just using dumbbells and nothing else. But I think a goblet squat is a great way to hit your quads and your glutes, and to a lesser extent your hamstrings. All right. And then, once again, that range of motion is important. And if your knees will allow you, man, guys, go down really deep. Get your elbows inside of your quads. And if you can only go down to here, that's fine too. Do what you can. But for guys with a bad back, I want you to think the very first thing on this movement is stick your butt out. So stick your butt out, and then the rest will just kind of take care of itself. Otherwise, you might lean forward just a little bit, and that puts a lot of strain on your back. But when you stick your butt out for the very beginning of the movement, and then straight up and down, you're gonna really feel it, all right? Now, you're also gonna feel it in your shoulders because your shoulders are having to basically control that weight for the entire 10 to 12 reps. So remember, this is just when we're transitioning between exercises, okay? So you owe me 10 on, and of course that's 10 on each leg, right? So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right, so the third exercise is going to focus on our back, guys, and this is a one-arm bent over row. These are great to do at the gym. I love doing them at the gym because the gym has got really heavy weights, and this is a strong muscle group. You can lift a lot of weight. A lot of you guys won't have heavy enough dumbbells at home to really push yourself hard. So for you guys, you're going to have to really slow it down and hold the weight at the top of the movement. I'll show you. Okay, so I like to set up like this and put my hand on the bench. That takes a ton of weight off your back. All right, so even if you have a bad back, you can do this as long as you're supporting yourself with your off hand. And you're just rowing the dumbbell up and back towards your hip. Full extension at the bottom and really control the weight. Don't yank it up, guys. And remember, if it's really kind of too easy, all right, you know, using your heaviest dumbbell, you get to rep number 12 and you're like, this was too easy. I want you to, on every rep, I want you to hold it at the top for a 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And when you do that for 12 reps, it's gonna make this dumbbell feel a ton heavier. Now don't forget, we got 2 arms. We got to do this on both sides. I'm not going to bore you with my left hand, but basically you just turn around, do it the other direction, and then same thing. Hold it at the top for a 3 count if you don't have heavy enough dumbbells to push yourself hard. All right, so the fourth exercise, we're going to target our triceps, guys. And just like all the other ones, remember 3 sets of 10 to 12 reps. All right, I'm gonna do 2-handed skull crushers because if you do them one at a time, it just literally takes twice as long. And I like being able to do this way just for saving time. Now, one thing I want you guys to notice at the top of the movement here, see where these dumbbells are? They're not here. If they're here, it takes all the weight off of my triceps. My triceps aren't engaged at all. The weight's going straight down through my bones, straight through my joints to my shoulders. If I stop here with just a slight bend, I could feel my triceps, okay? So all the way down until the flanges touch your shoulder, and then all the way up, but keep the dumbbells up here above your head. Don't end up here like you're doing a bench press, okay? 10 to 12 reps, and you're not going to be able to use much weight on this exercise. All right, give yourself about a minute rest, and then 2 more sets of that. And then, of course, before we move on to exercise number 5, you got to do those bicycle cross crunches. All right, so the 5th exercise, guys, we're going to target our biceps, and these are going to be hammer curls. For any of you guys that have been suffering with tendonitis in your bicep, like I have on and off for the last 10 years, this is the way to go, okay? So do hammer curls with light weights, and they won't aggravate your tendonitis, okay? It's a great way to still work your biceps, even though you kind of have an injury that would otherwise prevent you from doing curls. Just do hammer curls instead, all right? You just keep your hands in this neutral grip. It's when you rotate or pronate your hands like this that you put a lot of extra stress on your bicep tendon. And I've had to do a lot of these over the last year to get that tendon to heal up And I didn't want to just totally ignore my biceps for, you know, months and months at a time. So I was able to do this exercise with a real light weight, and you're going to be blown away. As long as you do nice slow tempo and control the weight and use great form, you'll still get a fantastic pump, and your biceps really won't shrink like they would if you had to just totally skip them all together because of an injury. All right, so, you know, don't forget you need to do 3 sets of those hammer curls, and then of course knock out those bicycle cross crunches before you move on to the 6th and final exercise. And that is going to target our shoulders. It's my favorite go-to exercise. It's lateral dumbbell raises, okay? So you don't have to go real high. I only kind of bring these things up to about shoulder height. And the nice thing about that is a lot of you guys with shoulder injuries, a lot of y'all will still be able to do this. You won't be able to do, you know, like a military overhead press, but for some reason, this range of motion here doesn't aggravate your shoulder joints much. And this is something a lot of guys can do. And even if you can only get to here, if you do it real slow and maybe hold it for a little second, you can still get a incredible pump. You're gonna feel your shoulders burning. This is, for some reason, the lactic acid really builds up in your shoulders and you can feel it burn. And shoulders, I think, people should spend more time working their shoulders because it's such a great looking muscle. Big shoulders make your biceps and triceps look bigger. Big shoulders make you look wider when you're wearing a shirt. And the wider you look up here, the smaller it makes your waist look. Even if you're a little overweight and carrying some extra pounds around in your belly, wide shoulders make you look skinnier. So there you have it, guys. A full body workout, dumbbells only, just as effective at home as it is at the gym. And really, what was it, maybe 35 minutes to do this? As long as you keep your rest periods relatively short, it'll keep your heart rate up and you'll burn more calories that way. Now, if you're really trying just to focus on building muscle, okay, and that's your primary goal, screw the calorie burn, screw the fat loss, rest longer between your sets. Rest 1.5 to 2 minutes in between every set, especially if you really burn it out and go to failure on a set. Rest for a couple of minutes, all right? That way you can put more intensity into all the subsequent sets, all right? And the more intensity you put into it, the more muscle fibers you break down or more micro tears you create, which means more muscle growth, all right? So those are the 2 ways you can kind of adjust this workout depending on what your goals are. And then of course, finally, guys, you got to stick with it and never give up on yourself.